Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is for educational purpose only. This is all my thoughts and speculations. This is the case of the Idaho. May the victims rest in peace, condolence to the families, and may the correct justice be served. The surviving roommates, DM and BF. Everything about them seems to be a mystery from the very beginning of this case. Why did it take them 8 hours before calling Hunter Johnson and Emily, who then called 911? Or you can actually say they took 9 hours because the previous timeline said 3 to 4. Although I believe my thoughts only, like I've always said, Ethan and Zano were deleted much earlier, around 2:15. DM is trying to tell us through the grand jury statements that she witnessed Zana on the floor. Not once, twice. And BF witnessed Zana once on the floor, on her way out or down. What was actually going on? They were Snapchatting, Instagramming. They were on Indeed apps, Yikiak apps. They were calling each other, texting each other. They were talking to their fathers. BF was talking to her mother. All this was happening throughout the night. And now I believe they've come out with the lame story that Maddie and Kaylee and DM and BF were all chatting in Kaylee's room and they wanted food from the food truck. My question is, 2:10, 10 past 2, is when the tripod, 2 a.m., the tripod recorded a female running out from the side of the door, and she was hysterical. The tripod was recording from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. From 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning. What was actually going on in the house? The tripod recorded a black truck outside the house at 2 a.m. while the female was running hysterically. I have been thinking about something. What if DM texted Eric at 10 past 2 because it was a code that the coast is clear? Why would Maddie and Kaylee want food after they just came from the grub truck and they were running away from Jack Showalter? That doesn't make sense. I would advise 100% to listen to the tripod owner. It says 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. and it shows a woman running from the side of the house as a truck entered the driveway. She ran away from the house and right by our tripod at approximately almost, sorry, I don't have my glasses on, but not completely accurate or exact, roughly at 2 a.m. So let's say roughly at 2 a.m. The group member removed the tripod, and I don't know who has the video. It's the group's right to not disclose why we record, but we would send in recordings in special circumstances. They were told to take it down because I remember he left a message again on Facebook saying the FBI took the recording. So I really believe the tripod tells us what was happening. And we did see the black truck driving past Banfield at 3 a.m. So the black truck was there for an hour. I wonder if that's the same truck Illianois saw. At 2:55 we see the black truck, its headlights flashing. It's on. The Banfield boys are standing with the cops. So when you look at the tripod, that is telling us that they recorded a female running at 2 a.m. Then the question is, what is DM talking about? Was she and BF actually with Maddie and Kaylee in Kaylee's room? Or are they cooking up something now? There's the black truck. It just came from 1122 Kings Road. And this was at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. And at 3:12 is when you see the 4 figures running. That's why I always say the Banfield boys are involved, especially with Ethan and Xana's unaliving, in my opinion. We all know that Jack D had access to a white Hyundai Elantra that was parked underneath his house. I believe it belonged to him. And this was the white Hyundai Elantra seen at the gas station on the affidavit. Jack D was suspect number 1 in the beginning of this case, according to the college students. Even Showalter was ruled out before him. Crime of passion, I guess. I don't think it was only one person who was involved. That's why it's been said that Kaylee had multiple injuries from multiple weapons. That proves that isn't one person. This is not a ninja movie. They're trying to force it to stick. I'm trying to be very unbiased in this. And I've always said I won't be surprised if BK is involved too. But everything is pointing out the opposite direction of BK. It's pointing out to the frats, allegedly, sororities, allegedly, especially the frats, Greek lifestyle, the college students, possibly a bit drugs, because it was a party house. We have one of the surviving roommates is Venmos that shows that she was selling rugs, allegedly. That's her own Venmo showing it. You can go back to my clips. That's why they didn't call 911. When you have rugs lying at home, how can you call 911? You stay far away, in my opinion. Allegedly. I wanted to show you all this picture of Xana, may she rest in peace. But it's not Xana that I'm focused on. Pay attention to behind Xana, the white car that looks like a Hyundai Elantra. The 911 call was made near that house. That is what the police login says. I wonder whose white Hyundai Elantra is that? And it's tinted. It looks like the one from the gas station. Strange. Wonder if Hunter and Emily lived there. David Lodge and his two buddies were at the grub truck, and they left before Kaylee and Maddie left. Pay attention to the new documents. It states clearly that Xana and Ethan were not at home yet. Where were they? Did they have a fight with the Davids? Did it all go down? Did a big fight break out? Because we can hear them yelling out Xana's name at the grub truck. And Ethan's name, they're saying, "Let's go, Ethan." We had Showalter threatening the girls on the way to the grub truck from the corner club. And we have Kaylee asking Maddie, what did he tell Adam? So there was something going on that night. The coroner said that the toxicological reports are not relevant. How dare does she? Everything is relevant. I've heard rumors that it came back negative. That's impossible. Maddie was really intoxicated. We could see that. And I can clearly see number 9 saying he's going to put Maddie. He said before he's going to put Maddie to sleep. He showed that suggestion to his friend, and now he's putting something in Maddie's mouth. That's why, in my opinion, that's why I believe Maddie did not fight back. Maddie had no chance. Poor girl. May she rest in peace. I wanted to show you this picture that I came across in the beginning of this case. Do you remember that I exposed first Saeed and the pictures he was watching? This is a clear picture of something he's watching. Although it's blurry, you can see figures sitting down. I won't be surprised if the students, the victims, were gagged. Find it to be strange. This is what Saeed was watching on his phone device. Where was David B? He wasn't at the grub truck. He had to be where Ethan and Xana were. I believe that's when and where the fight broke out, at the Sigma Chi. And he's a very intelligent student in maths and physics. He does lab work. Why people just look at BK? He had fantasies of unalivings the whole time. It was said by all the students. 2 of his sisters are lawyers. Who are they protecting? Why are they just listening to the surviving roommates when the story doesn't make sense? When it's all nonsense, in my opinion. These are the blurry pictures Saeed was watching on his phone. So there's more pictures on Saeed's phone. I wonder if that is what Saeed paid for on his Venmo, to see the show. God forbid. Just trying to think out loud. Not accusing anyone of these crimes, but Yes, but I'm accusing the students from the Banfield, Grub Truck, the frats, Sigma Chi, and the other frats. I'm not accusing them. I'm not accusing them exactly, but I'm pulling them up of knowing something, because you can see everything in the Grub Truck, at Banfield. The surviving roommates, the stories never made sense. Hunter, Emily, none of them story makes any sense. They changed their timelines. I believe whoever was involved were the first thousands of people to call the FBI and give them wrong tips. That's what I believe the cover-up is about. I don't think it's the FBI or the prosecutor or the police that's covering this up. I think this is coming from the university and the college students, in my opinion. What is Saeed watching? This is why, one of the reasons I believe the Banfield boys are involved. Pay attention to his right hand. He has on a black glove. And a black glove was found at the crime scene by a former police officer, detective, Chris McDonough, YouTuber in true crime. Why does this one have only one glove on? Isn't that strange? And I pointed it out so many times in the past 2 years, just like I exposed what Saeed and the Grub Truck people were watching and calling out Zana's name. What are these people carrying at the Grub Truck? Even hoodie guy is carrying a hatchet or something. I believe this was all pre-planned, and it began from the Corner Club. Pay attention to Maddie spent a lot of time at the Corner Club. Even when the police came twice on the same day, both the times they were told Maddie was at the Corner Club. Once by Zana and once by Hunter and the Sigma Chi guy. I think his name is Eric. Adam is sitting there. So Maddie went to Adam and told Adam something. And Jack Showalter threatened them. But can't get over the fact that DM saw Zana on the floor and she didn't do anything. So let me summarize by asking you one thing. Could it be possible? Could it be possible that DM was texting Eric G., the private share ride driver, as a signal that the coast is clear, to warn the others? This driver seems to know a lot. It's going to be interesting what he says in the trial, if he's one of the witnesses, and I'm sure he's going to be. He drove Maddie and Kaylee home, plus DM called him, allegedly because she was hungry. She liked the food truck food so much that she wanted to go get it. I wonder if the food truck is only sending food and nothing else, allegedly. I believe a lot is going down at the grub truck. Emily. Hunter Johnson, his girlfriend. Emily is somebody I've had on my mind since this case began almost 3 years ago. 80% of Xana's pictures are with Emily. They never separated. Hunter Johnson told us that too in the memorial, that they would run and pick up the golf balls for Ethan, may rest in peace, and Hunter Johnson. Where was Emily? She sounded the most rational person on the phone, the 911 call, the most calmest person. You wouldn't expect that from somebody who is so close to Xana. Did you take any pictures with Xana and Ethan that night, Emily? You and Hunter? How come there's no pictures seen of Ethan and Xana? Even the police knew, and the media knew, and social media knew. And I've always said it is Xana and Ethan's timeline that they have problems and issues with. Because no matter how they may try to fix it, they can't. Xana and Ethan did not come home till 2:15. Just like Ethan's friend said. So was DM texting Eric G not for a ride to the food truck, but to tell him the coast was clear? Everything is so strange here. Don't forget, DM was bullied 13 days ago on the Halloween party by Maddie and possibly Xana. May they rest in peace. We heard about Maddie and Hannah Clear too. May they both rest in peace. There are many bullying incidents linked to this university. Then we have poor Hudson Lindo, who was found on Paradise Creek in the frozen creek. And that was right after Delta Tau Delt party. He went in the same frat as Jack Showalter, Hudson Lindo. And the quadruples happened after the Sigma Chi party. Or at the Sigma Chi party, we don't know. Please let me know what you all think. Please like, share, and subscribe.